Dated a girl 20 years ago who used to complain all the time that she didn't have any friends and that she was lonely. We'd both just moved to new cities for university. Also, being an introvert, I knew how hard it could be to make new friends, so I offered to help her out. I kept trying to bring her out with various groups of people I knew to different events, dinners, and get-togethers, but she'd just sit in the corner and pout, never speaking to anyone outside of one-word answers. Then afterwards, she'd just complain about everyone and how boring they were. Not surprisingly, we didn't last long. I broke up with her, and it seemed like it went amicably. The real weird shit started after we broke up, though. After about a month, she wanted to get back together, but I refused. So she started leaving gifts for me at my house, giving them to my roommates as I made it a goal to spend as much time on campus as possible to avoid having her come over. These gifts were things like packages of uncooked bacon, because we'd cooked bacon together one morning, a dozen tiny cactuses in a paper shopping bag, because I'd casually mentioned one time that I thought a cactus I saw in a shop window looked cool, 6 cans of my shaving cream, 4 pairs of the brand of boxer briefs I wore, a giant movie poster for the movie we watched the first time we had sex on her couch, Deep Blue Sea, a cheese grater. No fucking clue on that one. There were others, but I forget what they were after all these years. These strange gifts kept getting dropped off for weeks, complete with little handwritten notes about how this specific random thing reminded her of me or some insignificant event in our 3-month relationship and how we should get back together. The last gift was a betta fish in a small clear bag. I finally went to her place the following Sunday, while her folks were having a BBQ, didn't know that beforehand, and told her stop, that this was extremely weird and we'd never get back together. She had a fit and started throwing plastic utensils at me as I walked off, while her mother desperately tried and failed to stop her from making a scene. Gave the betta fish to my new girlfriend. Edit, texted one of my old roommates from that time to help me remember the other gifts I'd forgotten. He reminded me that there was a pack of AA batteries, half a dozen limes, a giant bag of dill pickle chips, my favorite flavor, some multivitamins, one of those screwdrivers with various bits on the side. This was exceptionally weird as it clearly was old and used. I suspect it belonged to her father, and she just stole it and gave it to me. My friend's girlfriend. We were all watching a football game. One friend shows up that hasn't met her yet. He introduces himself. She punched him in the face as hard as she can. We were all shocked. She said, "I've heard a lot about you, and I just felt like punching your face." She keeps drinking and falls asleep on the couch. She woke up in the third quarter, turns to my buddy and says, "Take me home right now." He says, "The game's on, I have company, I'll drive you home after the game." This starts her throwing a tantrum, and he apologized to all of us and told us to stay and enjoy the game, but he's taking her home, an hour round trip. Later on, she messaged me on Facebook and asked if I would apologize to everyone for her and ask them to give her another chance. She messaged me because, "Since you're the leader, I thought they would listen to you." 6 months into a relationship, my girlfriend and I decided to rent an apartment and move in together. After a couple months of living with each other, she decided she wasn't happy and wanted to break up with me and move out. After a day of discussing everything, we came up with a plan for her to move out a few days later while I was at work. The breakup went really smooth. No fighting, no pettiness. The most adult ending to a relationship I'd ever been through. Move out day came. I went to work while she moved her stuff. She sent me text apologizing for things not working out, wanting to stay friends, etc., etc. I concurred. I came home after work. Her things were gone, and she even cleaned the apartment before she left. I had a few drinks that night, got a little drunk, climbed into bed, and immediately felt something sharp on my legs. She had taken light bulbs and shattered them under the bed comforter. 60 stitches between both legs. I texted her from the ER asking why she would do that. She said she was mad I didn't put up more of a fight for our relationship/her. Keep in mind, she was the one that wanted to end things. I used those texts to press charges. She tried to Facebook me about a year later. I did not respond.